Tonight on the Bayou Breakdown,
a recap of what happened in the SEC this past weekend,
how one LSU soccer player is a true jack of all trades,
and a preview of the upcoming baseball season.
All this and more, the Bayou Breakdown starts right now. Good evening and welcome to the Bayou Breakdown. I'm Madeline Frentress.
And I'm Jada Ferris.
All right, Jada, you know what's on tap first. We got to talk about this weekend, LSU Vanderbilt. The 3-game losing streak is finally over. Are things looking up for LSU?
I definitely think they could be a little bit. You know, Josh Williams had a big day on Saturday, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, 14 carries, and then Kyron right behind him with 85 yards and 1 touchdown. This is the team we needed 3 weeks ago. This is the team that we needed against Texas A&M, against Florida, against Alabama, and they just fell flat those weeks. But it'll be interesting to see what they do on Saturday and if they can bring this momentum through the weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, despite the recent news with Bryce Underwood and previous games, the Tigers have entered the game with passion, unity, and a simpler playbook, aiding their successes against the Commodores. Gia Picarella has more.
The LSU Tigers finally put an end to their 3-game losing streak, beating Vanderbilt 24-17. There was a clear change in morale out on the field tonight, and Brian Kelly tributes this to a certain set of leaders in a speech given before the game. The Tigers entered the field with their heads held high despite the 3-game losing streak and Bryce Underwood flipping to Michigan. This team came together and played a great game. This is thanks to veterans stepping up and taking leadership. Head coach Brian Kelly shouted out Josh Williams for speaking up before the game at team dinner.
Echoing the feelings of the entire team, but he could do it from a position of experience. He could do it from a position where he's been down this road before and was able to lend that to everybody else in the program.
Williams had his best game yet with 61 receiving yards, 90 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. He was undoubtedly a catalyst for the Tigers' win, but Williams can't take all the credit. He believes Will Campbell played a big part in instilling confidence in the team and especially the offensive line.
Leadership from Will Campbell. He's one of the best leaders I've been around, in my opinion. He really leads that offensive line unit, and just all week throughout practice, it's just been nonstop, just hardcore, just a lot of effort, and I feel like it paid off for everybody.
Campbell and the offensive line did a great job controlling the entirety of the game. They played with unity and passion, allowing Garrett Nussmeier to throw the ball. Throughout the game, many of the same calls were made, and this was done intentionally to simplify the offense and defense. This allowed Nussmeier to throw 332 yards and 1 passing touchdown. And the defense got to focus on a lot less. Brandon Swenson believes the simplified playbook aided their success tonight.
We just kept it simple to man, we don't need to do all this. We got the players that can do all this, that we can just shut this down right now and get a stop and get off the field. So it was just, when he said they made it 5 plays, it was literally 5 plays that we probably ran today.
The Tigers' offense dominated the whole game and looked a lot more confident than past games. As far as the defense, they did their job, but they could still be a little more explosive. Even though the Tigers secured a win tonight, they need to work on balancing the ball on both sides. Offense definitely outshined defense, but they still have more work to do as well. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Gia Picarella.
Thanks, Gia. Now, talent, tactic, and technique can only take the team so far. But next weekend or this weekend, they're going to need to have good leaders and grit.
Yeah, LSU had a pretty balanced performance over Vanderbilt, but ultimately they had the offense to thank for ending the losing streak. With a total of 32 rushes and 332 passing yards, the Tigers were efficient in the air and on the ground. The defense started slow, giving up an explosive touchdown early, but like we mentioned, they settled in after the first quarter. With the season coming to a close, head coach Brian Kelly is acknowledging that the defense still has room to grow, but he's confident they can keep their momentum into their last regular season game this weekend.
This is now much more about controlling the football, running the football, playing with physicality. They've got perimeter skill, but I think it's centered around much more of a run-centric quarterback run and take care of the football. They had turned it over quite a bit. I think they might have been near the bottom of the country in terms of fumbles, and so I think they wanted to clean that up. And so you're seeing a much more controlled offensive structure now than you did earlier in the year.
After the break, we'll dive into more action going on around LSU athletics. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started.
Get Gordon. and get it done. Yeah, everybody know Gordon in a 225. And he done link with Big Foe. He got buku ties, Ferrari sliding, flying in a new coupe ride. And every time I ride by, I see a brand new sign. I'm with Gordon, I know that he gon' get it done. Whether it's a big truck crash or a hit and run. Recovery funds, he fighting to get a ton. Mike Epps, man, we all about the Benjamin. Handling injuries, man, are you kidding me? Gordon McKernan, that's champion energy. Yeah, family man with a family plan. Get Gordon, he gon' fix it like a handyman. Get Gordon, and get it done.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Feel bad?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't feel bad. This is the art.
The Purple Room podcast is back. And now we're live from walk-ons every Friday before home football games.
Run by passionate students, the Purple Room delivers all the latest LSU sports and culture.
Join us for great food,
cold drinks,
and for a chance to win free loaded cheese fries.
The Purple Room, the ultimate pregame podcast party.
Live from walk-ons every Friday before home football games.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
Welcome back to the Bayou Breakdown. Let's hop into the SEC, though.
Oh, yeah.
We're entering the second to last week of college football regular season, and several SEC teams remain in contention for a spot in the 12-team college football playoff. However, at this point in the season, the most dangerous opponent is the one with nothing to lose and everything to gain. Let's head to the swamp. We have number 9 ranked Ole Miss Rebels entering the Gainesville, walking away with another conference loss, which would mark the end of any playoff hopes the team had at all. First play of the second quarter, you have freshman quarterback DJ Lagaway, who continues to turn heads as he connects with wide receiver Elijah Badger for an 8-yard touchdown. Okay, Celebration, I see you.
Hey,
but however, it wouldn't take long for the Rebels to respond, with Jackson Dart throwing to his favorite guy, Trey Harris, for a 43-yard touchdown, which propels Harris to 1,000 receiving yards on the season, which is great for him as he's coming back from an injury.
Oh, yeah.
But Florida refused to surrender to that Ole Miss pressure, scoring a nifty dump pass to freshman running back Jaden Bogg to notch the score 14-14. This game would end up coming down to the wire. And here we are in the middle of the fourth quarter with Wildcat formation. Senior running back Montrell Johnson walks in untouched to give the Gators the lead. And of course, in Jackson Dart fashion, Jackson Dart launches down the field, and there seems to be some type of misinformation, because here we have it. And that ball is gone. This would be the second Jackson Dart interception of the quarter and served as the final dagger in the Rebels' championship aspirations. This was the first multi-game interception for Jackson Dart in the last 2 seasons, and this performance couldn't have come at a more unfortunate time for them.
So emotional and upsetting for Rebels fans.
We're
but
so sad.
Not LSU fans. I'm sure they're actually pretty happy. But we're going to shift gears a little bit to number 7 ranked Alabama. They travel to Norman, Oklahoma this weekend with their sights on punching a ticket to the college football playoff. Let's see how that turned out for them. Sooner rather than later, Jalen Milroe would throw a costly interception to true freshman cornerback Eli Bowen. Not only was this Bowen's first career interception, but this was Milroe's first interception over his last 4 games. That's tough for Jalen Milroe. With great field position, Sooner running back Xavier Robinson would punch it home to increase the deficit to 14 points. It's a 2-score game now. Slowly becoming more desperate, Milroe would throw yet another ugly interception, but this time sophomore linebacker Kip Lewis would take it all the way back to the crib for a pick 6. I mean, this man was hype. I would be too if I got a pick 6 in the SEC. And the Crimson Tide would never recover from these offensive miscues as the 5-5 Sooners walked away with the surprising upset win. And you can see here, Sooners fans were pretty shocked and pretty happy. It ended with the faithful storming the field and apparently bringing down one of the goalposts in the process. It's pretty like a trend this season, I feel, including Auburn's quadruple overtime stunning upset over number 15 Texas A&M. It's a sight to see how the mighty have fallen, Jada. But as it was such a big week in SEC football, we have more to uncover. Reporters Olivia Drawdy and Kennedy Banks are both in the studio to discuss more about what exactly went down. Ladies?
Now that the breakdown of the game is over, welcome to chaos. Now, we just heard the play-by-play of what happened on Saturday, but let's really talk about the chaos that ensued within the top upsets of Week 13 in college football. Starting off in the Swamp, we have the detrimental downfall of the Ole Miss Rebels, and I know the fans are really holding space for that today.
Really?
Now, this should have been the start.
I didn't know that they were doing that.
They are, trust me. Now, this should have been our first indication of a crazy day of football to come. This would end up being 24-17 Gators. Not a good game for Jackson Dart. Two nasty interceptions there, back to back. You would think he would have learned, but I guess he did not.
No, and the craziest part about those two back-to-back interceptions, it was the same play call. He made the same exact mistake twice in a row. It was just crazy to watch. But for the Gators, freshman DJ Lagway looked really promising. I know fans are super excited about him. He was one of the top recruits coming out of his high school class. He was 10 for 17 yesterday, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns of his very own.
And then maybe the biggest upset of the day, moving further north, we have the Tide getting absolutely cooked by the Sooners, 3-24. I know no one predicted this score. No one predicted Jalen Milroe to throw 3 interceptions, 1 to Kip Lewis, pick 6. I don't know if he's ever done this in a game. His Heisman hopes are not looking too good.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see how fast those things can change in just the span of a week. But that Oklahoma defense absolutely showed up. The top defense in the nation, forced 4 turnovers and held the Tide to just a field goal, which honestly is something that I wasn't expecting to see, and I know a lot of fans weren't expecting to see. Now, moving on to their offense, Jackson Arnold, he is a dual-threat quarterback. People know that, but it was really fun to see him actually be able to kind of take the reins a little bit of this offense and show off. He had 131 receiving yards and 68 passing yards over the game.
Now, what is guaranteed to be the longest game of Saturday, going into quadruple overtime, Auburn battling Texas A&M. Both teams had something to lose. Auburn really wants a spot in one of these bowl games, and Texas A&M really wants a spot in the SEC championship, which is now wide open. It ended up being 41-43, like I said, in quadruple overtime. That Auburn offense had something to say. Peyton Thorne, 247 passing yards, 2 touchdowns.
Now, did you stay up to watch the whole game?
Definitely not.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I woke up a very happy woman in the morning. Now, again, talking a little bit about that Texas A&M offense, Marcel Reed, 257 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Both teams capitalized on their turnovers, but ultimately, again, Auburn came out on top. That's all we have for this week's edition of Chaos. After the break, we'll dive into how 2 LSU student athletes differ from the rest, so stick with us.
Get Gordon. And get it done. Look, everybody know Gordon in a 225. He done link with Big Foe. He got buku ties, Ferrari sliding, flying in a new coupe ride. And every time I ride by, I see a brand new sign. I'm a Gordon. I know that he gon' get it done. Whether it's a big truck crash or a hit and run. Recovery funds, he fighting to get a ton. Mike Epps, man, we all about the Benjamin. Handling injuries, man, are you kidding me? Gordon McKernan, that's champion energy. Yeah, family man with a family plan. Get Gordon, he gon' fix it like a handy. Get Gordon. And get it done.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
You feel bad?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't feel bad. This is
The Purple Room Podcast is back. And now we're live from walk-ons every Friday before home football games.
Run by passionate students, the Purple Room delivers all the latest LSU sports and culture.
Join us for great food,
cold drinks,
and for a chance to win free loaded cheese fries.
The Purple Room, the ultimate pregame podcast party.
Live from walk-ons every Friday before home football games.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernnairbr.com.
Welcome back. LSU baseball has been consistently working throughout the offseason, and with an almost entirely new roster, they've had to work a little bit harder on and off the field. With a total of 10 new players and 4 of them being from high school recruits, it has come to no surprise there has been some struggles on the field. Head coach Jay Johnson was questioned on what his mindset was throughout the recruitment process after having such a strong team last year.
Experience is the best coach you're ever going to have in your life. And as I get older, you know, I hope I have more wisdom, more experience to draw from in terms of how to operate better and make great decisions to put LSU baseball in a great spot. For me, every decision that's made on everything, but specifically the roster, is this going to positively impact LSU baseball? Whether that's the number of freshmen you recruit, the number you got.
From the field to the court, it's not every day that you find someone who's the best basketball player in the state, but also the valedictorian of their high school. LSU women's basketball freshman guard Jada Richard is a one-of-a-kind student athlete, and she has her sights on accomplishing even more.
The double life of a student athlete.
So I remember there was a Friday where we had a game and I had to take the ACT the next day. So that was a big part where like just time management came in, like just studying for the ACT before the game.
Freshman guard Jada Richard knows a thing or two about balling off the court. Last year, Richard was the valedictorian of her high school class. To boast a 4.08 GPA, sacrifices had to be made in the process.
I definitely had to give up a lot of time with my friends, even time with family. I mean, like, people asked me to go to parties, homecoming. I didn't go to homecoming freshman year, sophomore year, so just a lot of time for sure, just giving into this game and then also my books.
And with finishing at the top of her class, Richard is no stranger to accomplishing impressive feats. On the basketball court, you could say she's a student of the game. In one of her high school doubleheaders, Richard finished with 107 points. And she's not sorry about it either.
It was a crazy chain of events. My teammates all had got like COVID at around like the same time, so everyone wasn't feeling well. And I was the only one that really like could go really, so I'm a winner at heart and I'm a competitor, so I really just had to find a way to win, and whatever it took that day, I guess it took 107 points.
In case you were wondering, Richard was also awarded the 2024 Gatorade Louisiana Player of the Year. With being the only freshman on the star-studded roster, head coach Kim Mulkey sees potential.
Jada is a young lady that when you go to practice, you enjoy going to practice because you know she's got basketball IQ. She's a winner. She's won all those state championships in high school. She's still a freshman. And so we have to be careful on what we expect her to do.
And she's ready for this challenge.
I think patience is a thing that has been the biggest challenge since coming to college. I have started like all 4 years of high school, so it's definitely a big difference, but I kind of want to challenge myself, like even though I have started all 4 years of high school, like to learn something different, and I feel like that's just a testament to my character.
Expect there to be opportunities.
Learning from the likes of teammates such as Flajay Johnson, Richard's duffel is only going to get deeper. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Christian. Now, we saw it today, really. LSU women's basketball coming up big, 68-67. Kayla Gilbert, a Tampa girl just like me. She got that game-winning layup, which was really big for the team. Yeah. But, you know, I said this weeks ago, I said she was somebody we had to watch for. Flajay was somebody we had to watch for. And now we're seeing it come to fruition. This is exactly the kind of staff you want, especially going into SEC play when we come back from the winter break.
It was scary. I mean, it was pretty tight. The tightest game I think they've had all season. And in the Bahamas, you kind of never know what's going to happen. Yeah. I mean, you know.
Well, they have another game tomorrow as well, so stay up to date on our website and our social media for updates about that one. But Madeline, you know the deal.
Well, you'll have to be sure to check out our socials at LSU Tiger TV and our website at tigertv.tv to stay updated with that.
And don't forget to watch Tiger TV's own podcast, The Purple Room, which talks all things LSU sports, entertainment, and culture every Friday on YouTube and Spotify.
That's it for now. I'm Madeline Frentress.
And I'm Jada Ferris. Have a great night, Tigers.